Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Neff.
And today we're talking Kanye. He's in the news again.
Being sued again.
Because an ex-employee overheard him and Bianca having wild sex.
Allegedly.
So that's...
And there's a Kim K factor in all this.
We'll also talk about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. The fight's going down tonight.
Big night.
And in the build-up to the fight, they're doing all these interviews, and Mike gave the best answer to any question I've ever heard a celebrity give.
Ooh, can't wait to hear it.
I just think it was so refreshing and honest, and I love it. And also at the end, Love is Blind. Brittany, Love is Blind, maybe the prettiest one of the last season.
Yeah, agreed.
She and Mod's son are causing a bit of havoc because her ex is now upset because he didn't know he was an ex.
Right. And he claims that they dated even while she was on the show.
Well, that's got to be. It's a bit of a red flag if your girlfriend goes off to get married to another guy.
Yeah, right. She did get engaged.
To begin with, Kanye West is being sued by an ex-employee who claims antisemitism and lewd conduct. So the guy's name is Murphy Aficionado. Mm-hmm. Firstly, what a name.
Yeah, great name.
He worked as Ye's product manager.
Project manager.
What did I say? Project manager. And in November of 2022, he was called to Ye's hotel room. And when Kanye answered the door, he was out of breath. He had his shirt off.
Pants undone.
And he noticed around the corner in like a little room was Bianca. And Bianca was topless, putting her hands over her boobs.
Kind of think maybe they just had Chaka Chaka.
They had just apparently had Chaka Chaka. And apparently he wasn't done. Kanye wasn't done. So he says, wait just here, Murphy Aficionado. And he went into the room. I think he closed the door potentially. And then Murphy just hears them going at it.
Loud moaning and clapping.
For about 10 minutes. Not bad.
Okay.
Especially if that's only halfway. If that's only 20 minutes, that's great.
Oof.
And so he comes back out and he acts like nothing's ever happened. No, nothing's transpired in the room.
But he comes out wearing a T-shirt with a swastika and asks him, do you like my shirt?
And then he shows this Murphy guy nude photos of Kim Kardashian.
Allegedly.
So
yikes. I can't imagine Kim would be okay with that.
No, I can't imagine either. But also Murphy also says that another time he was summoned to Kanye's hotel room, Kanye was with a famous NFL wide receiver. They were both only wearing towels, waiting for a massage. And then Kanye goes in to get the massage. He again hears the clapping and moaning. Kanye comes out of the room. Then the NFL guy goes in the room, more clapping and moaning. And then Murphy, about a year later, was fired. Now he's suing for discrimination, hostile work environment, retaliation, and failure to pay wages.
Wow. I mean, God, I hate to... Look, there's two sides to every story. But for some reason, this just adds up. I could totally see all this happening.
It adds up. And look, the anti-Semitism aside, and I think it's a big thing to push to the side because it's awful, it's heinous.
Right.
Kanye's the worst for wearing that T-shirt.
Is he Jewish?
This man, Aficionado, I don't think Aficionado is a famous Jewish last name.
So it said that during the encounter, one of the encounters they had, Kanye referred to Candace Owens' former lawyer as a Jewish spy.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of things going around. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you're Jewish or not. There was just like weird things.
It was
right?
weird. I mean,
anti-Semitism.
Hate the anti-Semitism, obviously. But other than that, like, what's the issue?
I mean, if your boss...
So who's my boss? Harvey?
Yeah, you know what? Never mind.
If I go around to Harvey's house...
Forget it. I don't even want to envision.
But I mean, my question to you, Charlie, is loud sex a crime?
I think in the workplace, it's like...
It's not in the workplace. It's in a hotel room.
I mean, this is his employee.
I know, but it's not an office. It's a hotel room. And like...
Okay.
Say if Kanye had said...
his boss. It's unprofessional.
It's unprofessional, sure. But if Murphy had said, just wait just right here, and he went in and had quiet sex with Bianca...
But it's not like it's like illegal, like he called the cops on them, right?
Well, it's illegal like he's suing him.
He's suing for a hostile work environment, which I think, yeah.
But were crimes committed? Were like... I
Does
don't.
a crime need to be committed for it to be a hot? Like, what if it's a toxic work environment? Not necessarily a crime, but
If you want to get paid,
can be a form of
the
like,
guy has to be doing
harassment.
something against the law. And I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I'm no lawyer, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't seem terrible. In fact, I would have loved to be
This
this
is
guy.
terrible.
I mean, getting to see
would
Kim naked,
Ugh.
hearing sex.
Yeah, Bianca covering her nips.
I mean, are you trying to sell me on it? Like that
no,
sounds amazing.
I think this would be horrible.
Kanye's
Scarring.
been in the news a bit with Kim recently because Kim is saying that she is like a sole parent, a single mother.
Yeah, and she kind of says like, look, I don't want to complain about it because people always say like, you have all the resources for nannies, you have all the resources for help. But she says like, it is tough, like
It
raising
sounds
4 kids like on her own, which I kind of get.
Yeah, she sounds like a really good mother. And then to hear this now, like Kanye's just showing random like employees naked photos of you and
Yeah, but I'm curious, like, what were they like on his phone, like personal pics? Because Kim has that whole book. What is it? What was it called? Selfish.
yeah, the naked
Like,
ones.
yeah, and she has naked photos in there.
I mean,
Was it like Paper Magazine naked photos?
well,
Like,
that'd be fine.
those are all published, right?
That would be fine.
So I'm curious, like, look,
I doubt it though.
Is it appropriate to show an employee even in that, like, even here, like when we're looking at like Paper Magazine or you know stuff like that, it's a little dicey, right?
Yeah.
But it is for work. That is not for work in
No.
their situation.
Kanye's also like about to come out with some Netflix documentary. Apparently, like this 18-year-old at the time has been following him around
Oh,
for
right.
6 years with an iPhone, and now just documenting everything. And so now Kim is really worried about what's going to happen in this because Kanye wants to like get the kids into his entertainment realm and maybe do it like a Kardashians, but like a Kanye's. And he's like, you use the kids on your reality show. I'm going to use the kids on my... This is like Kim and Kanye are they're already broken, but they're at another like teetering on like disaster for their family.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of seeing everything unfold, I can see why they're no longer together.
Right. Okay, on to our next story. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will throw hands tonight in Dallas, I believe.
No, I think it's in Texas, but it's Arlington.
Okay, in Texas, on Netflix. They're having this big fight on Netflix, and in the build-up, they've both been doing lots of interviews. Well,
Are you going to watch it?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's on Netflix. It's like so easy to watch.
That's why
kind of nice.
It's going to be like the most watched fight ever.
Yeah, but it's like the first live like sports event, right? On Netflix.
No, they had an eating contest with Kobayashi.
That's not sports.
That's sport, Charlie.
Charlie.
Competitive eating, I'm sorry.
I
That's
mean,
sport.
is the baking show also sports?
That's cooking.
Cupcake Wars,
No.
is that sports?
If you cook the food, that's cooking. If you eat the food, that is sport.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry, but I think the numbers are going to be quite different compared to Kobayashi's
I think so.
eating contest.
I think so. Well, Mike gave the best answer to a question posed by a 13-year-old reporter. So you got to keep in mind, Mike is standing with this kid, 13-year-old Jazzy. And Jazzy asks him about legacy, and his answer is so raw and honest and hilarious. Let's listen to it now.
So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust.
Wow.
You hadn't heard that before.
No, I just listened to it right now.
He goes on for another about 30 seconds talking about everyone dies. Look, everyone dies.
Yeah.
I'm going to die. I don't care what people think about me after I die. To this
Honestly,
13-year-old kid.
It's very self-aware.
I
Because
think
I think people are like, they want to hear like the fluff answer. Like, oh, I hope I can inspire people. Like, you know, the typical answer.
Yeah.
But for him to be like, I don't care, is pretty honest.
I love it because, yeah, famous people talk about their legacy a lot. And I haven't heard it talked about in like, that's just more ego. That's just more you thinking about you.
Ego.
Who cares what happens after you die? Let's do some good stuff while you're here. Mike is the best, man. Mike's Great.
Did you watch, so on Netflix, they have like, I think it's a 3-part documentary. They've been like documenting like Mike and Jake
they
up
have?
to the fight.
No, I haven't.
I watched a couple episodes last night. It's pretty fascinating. Like just the fact how it all came to be, like the fight and stuff. Jake Paul said that he was doing ayahuasca. And during the ayahuasca experience, he was like, envisioned himself fighting Mike Tyson. So after the ayahuasca trip, he called Mike Tyson, connected with his team and said, hey, you want to do a fight? And Mike's like, cool, sounds good, I'm in. And that's like how it all came to be.
That's great. I mean, and Mike doesn't have to like come. How old is Mike? He's like 60 something.
You know, like 58, I want to say, or something.
He
68.
didn't have to come back. He's got his successful weed company. He gets high every day and just plays with his pigeons. Like he's got the life.
He's still smoking weed, he said, up to this fight.
Well, I mean, they might test. I think they test for weed.
Not in Texas. I
Oh.
think that's in Vegas, which is why it's not happening in Vegas.
Interesting.
Yeah,
If
that's-
Mike comes out, like walks out with a huge blunt, it'd just be hilarious. And then he fights and beats Jake Paul. That would be the greatest fight. If he does it all high and beats him.
I don't see any other outcome other than Mike Tyson bashing Jake Paul's head into the ground.
Oh.
I don't see any world where Jake wins.
I hope you're right, but I severely doubt it.
Jake hasn't even fought an actual boxer in an actual boxing setting.
I mean, he's an athlete.
It's older people that have already retired. No. He's actually fighting like one of the greatest boxers of all time.
$10 bet. $10 bet. I'll take Jake Paul, even though I want him to lose, to be honest. But I think that he'll get the job done against Mike.
Look, is it entertaining? Absolutely. Is it realistic? No. There's no world Jake Paul wins.
Time will tell. Well, can you please tell us about Love is Blind star Britney and her new boo?
Oh my gosh. So did you watch Love is Blind, the recent season?
Loved it.
Really good. A lot of people were talking about that Britney girl. She had gotten engaged to Leo.
The worst one on the season.
Yes. And Britney had said like, oh, I want to be a professional, like trophy wife. I used to date rockers, all this stuff. She got engaged to Leo. However, Netflix chose not to follow their journey. They had said because they didn't think they were going to work out, but everyone was like, they were entertaining as hell. Like, why would this comedy gold?
Leo was a creep, but...
Yeah, he was. So they broke up. Turns out she's had a boyfriend this entire time. And flash forward to last week or whatever, or this week, she was out with Maud's son.
I want to put the word alleged in front of boyfriend.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Because
they were kissing. They were kissing.
No. The ex-boyfriend.
Oh, the ex-boyfriend.
He thinks that these guys were in a committed relationship when he drove her to the airport to go and film Love is Blind. Then he picked her up from the airport after she's filmed Love is Blind. Then he drops her back at the airport so she can fly to LA and be with Mod's son. This guy is a complete idiot.
He says he's blindsided. Let's see if we have the quote here.
Yeah, he's totally blindsided by this because he, for years now, had assumed that they were in a committed relationship. And I think that it's just because he's like a bit of a simp and she's this beautiful girl and that maybe they were banging and hanging out, like one of those relationships.
Charlie, we have a full gallery of them on vacation together.
You can just be banging someone.
Just them.
She was obviously not into him.
It looked pretty coupley.
She was obviously never that into him. And
Charlie.
She wants to be a star, clearly.
Well, yeah, which is why he's like, oh, she wants to be a star. I'll let her go on Love is Blind.
I'll let her go on Love is Blind.
Look, would I allow Johnny? I mean, look, it would never happen.
Johnny's perfect for Love is Blind, actually.
He says that.
Does he?
Is it because he's ugly? Is that
it's
what you're
because
saying
he's got a great personality.
Okay. Tell Johnny you said that.
But didn't Mod's son and this girl meet on Monday? Like at his show?
No. So actually, there's an old video that Mod's son posted like earlier this month at his DC show. And he's like, oh my gosh, I have to stop. Like he stopped the whole show and he pointed out to the crowd and he's like, are those the girls from Love is Blind?
Oh.
And it was like Hannah and Brittany in the crowd. And the video pans and you see them like, and he's like, hey.
And that's how it started.
Yep. And in the comments, because he posted that video, in the comments, Brittany put something like, oh, like so fun or something. And then Maud commented saying like, you seem really cool.
And wow, rest is history.
Wow.
Okay, let's read out some of your comments. DMC says Kanye is a true romantic. Nice.
Okay.
Broncos Stampede. Sounds like the dude mad he couldn't join.
Okay.
Facts.
Maybe.
Facts. Go Broncos. I'm a Broncos fan. Indian line, bro. Just let the guy live. Let Kanye live. I'm on Kanye's side-ish, but he's an anti-Semite, so I can't really be.
Yeah.
On the Tyson Paul fight, Justin Harris. Oh, he crushed little girls' hopes and dreams. Jazzy never gonna meet her heroes again.
Oh.
It was so funny he was giving this answer to a 13-year-old.
I know. That is the irony of
That's
all
the
this.
cherry on top, like talking about we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Like,
No
okay.
legacy needed.
Okay. Just Menope. Jake won't win. I'll be surprised if Mike doesn't take him out with one punch.
I would love that. I would love
Me
to see
too.
that. I loved the slap last night. Did you see the slap?
Yeah, that was a great way to promote the fight.
Oh, it was amazing. Because Mike hasn't been playing into the whole, like, crap talking thing. He's just been, like, doing the classic stare down.
Mm.
But then last night we saw a little fire inside of him with the freaking slap.
I loved it. I loved it. Jayla Star says, if Jake wins, then what you beat up an old man for? Good for you.
She's saying that if Jake wins, it's like, okay, like, you beat an old man.
Thank you for translating, Charlie.
Yeah. The way you read it was a little questionable.
It's hard to read sometimes. When you're reading something
If
for the
I have
first
to
time,
translate, it's not good.
going forward, do you want to read out some of these comments? I'm not very good at
Okay,
reading.
I'll read this one.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sad. Did you have trouble in school with reading?
I'm more of on-the-fly type guy.
We need to do more Dr. Seuss quotes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then for the Love is Blind story.
We don't have any.
DMC said everyone, oh.
That's a miscellaneous comment. So
Oh,
you
okay,
can't read
okay,
either.
yeah.
Charlie
You know what?
started reading out quotes about Love is Blind and we don't have any to
Who
read.
put us together on this?
Who put us together?
I know. what a potion.
Everyone loves a bit of Charlie, says DMC.
Which one?
You can have it. You can have it.
You don't want to be loved?
I know.
Charlie,
you need the
love to
validation
be
more than
loved.
me. You need the validation
No,
more than I do.
don't. No, I don't.
Well, we've come to another epic week of the TMZ podcast.
By the way, what are you doing this weekend?
Kids' birthdays.
Oh my gosh, you're that old where you're like, I don't know.
Well, I'm one of the people who, like, once you're married, then your wife just keeps all the plans and then you just
and then you just show up.
show up on the day. And, like, it's a point of tension because she's like, you didn't remember it? Like, no. When you tell me something, it goes out of my mind and then tell me when to show
I
up.
am sure Erin takes time out of her day to really, tell you what's going on. Hey, Charlie, just a reminder, this weekend we're going to be doing this, 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 and this. And on Sunday we have this. And then you're just like,
No,
never
tell me at the time. Tell me, go and put your clothes on. We're going to this thing. I'll be like, okay. Don't tell me days ahead.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing this weekend? Anything better than that?
Johnny's 40th birthday's tomorrow.
Shout out,
which you
Johnny.
guys were invited to, but couldn't make it.
You got kids,
Uh-huh. Could have brought the kids. It's kid-friendly.
40th birthday.
He's turning 40. Can you believe that? We rented out like a brewery. It's all campfire themed. It's called Campsite Brewery. We're wearing shirts that say Camp Johnny.
Nice.
Mine says counselor.
I didn't know Johnny was into older women.
What?
Oh, how old are you?
I'm a lot younger than him.
Oh, my mistake,
We knew
Charlie.
each other in high school, actually. When I was
Oh,
a
my
freshman, he was a junior, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
And we'll see you guys here next week.
Bye.